And now, your mama knows. All right, guys. You may have met most of us before, or all of us. You heard our voices. Now you get to see our faces. All-Purpose Champ and Crew. Jose, come on, smile for me, man. All right, cool. So we got Just Joe. You know, he's always up to the current topics that's going on in the world, so you can see in the background. And I'm just sitting in my bedroom. So what we want to do today, we're always playing games, but we want to talk about the state of gaming. So we got some topics we want to go over. And I figure we start with the hot topic first. PlayStation versus Xbox. Now, the cool thing is, Jose is actually an Xbox guy. I was always a PlayStation guy. At one point in time, I was an Xbox guy. But, and Joe, I think you're a PlayStation guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, based off of the information that we've seen so far and heard so far, what do you guys think about the new consoles coming up, just based off of what we've heard so far?
For one,
Okay.
I'm not an Xbox guy. I told you before, I'm a video games guy.
You're a graphic guy.
Yes.
To be clear. Okay. To be clear.
Yes.
So whoever got the better graphics.
If the PlayStation was better graphics, I'll be a PlayStation guy.
Okay.
You know, but right now, Xbox One X has got it up there. So that's where I'm at.
I mean, listen, I used to be a graphics guy too. So, I mean, you remember when Destiny 2 came out, I went out and bought a 75-inch 4K TV and a PlayStation 4 Pro just so I could play Destiny at its highest graphical settings. Come to find out, that wasn't the highest graphical settings, but whatever. So, Joe, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm sure, you know, stat-wise, it's going to be close. Graphics are probably going to, you know, as they look, it's going to probably be pretty close. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything that's like so great about the Xbox that's going to be like, oh, I need to go get an Xbox. Like, I've always had PlayStations. I'm going to continue to get a PlayStation, and that's just where I'm at, like, with things.
Right. Now, but what do you guys think about specs? Because the specs was finally released about the PlayStation, and right now the Xbox has like 12 teraflops. The PlayStation has 10.28. So
I don't care.
Well, now what I've heard is teraflops isn't really a big of a deal. It's more about the CPU and GPU. But I guess what they're saying is power-wise, the Xbox is more powerful. But PlayStation, I think they're going to be crafty. And with a solid state drive they have, there's going to be able to be faster.
Yeah, well, that's what I think they're saying, that drive is going to be faster. So like your load times are going to be faster and stuff like that. So, I mean, you just have to kind of pick and choose. I mean,
yeah. I think what they're saying is, so from my understanding is, even though it's not as powerful, but it's going to be able to, with that speed, it's going to be able to do things. It's going to be able to do things in a better way, not better than Xbox, but a more efficient way. So that way it could catch up. But here's what I think it comes down to. Number one is the games, right? But number two is the developers. You guys remember when PlayStation 3 was the more powerful system, right? It was more powerful than the Xbox at the time. But you never had games that look better than the Xbox because the developers aren't going to make two different games. Like, it's for them to do, for two consoles is going head to head and make two different games, like or the same game. Meaning, like, let's say they come out with Street Fighter, right? And we know Capcom makes Street Fighter for everything, right? They're not going to come out with one Capcom, one Street Fighter is going to look way better, and, you know, unless it's something that's a lot less. And I feel like PlayStation and the Xbox, the new ones, are so close that I feel like you're not going to see a developer go the extra mile unless they make one for one first, and it's like and then they port it to the other one, and then it gets a little downgraded. What are you?
they're probably going to build to the lowest standard.
And that's what. So I was, at the time, I was a big fan of PlayStation 3, and I used to feel like, man, PlayStation 3 games could look better than the Xbox, but like you said, they would build to the lowest one and then just port it over, and you really didn't get to utilize how powerful it was. So I'm curious to see if that's what's going to happen with the next generation of consoles.
I don't think so. I think that one of them is gonna look better than the other one. At the end of the day, one's gonna look better. You know, it might not be by much,
Right.
but it's gonna look better.
Well, here's what's cool. Now, if they do get like, remember God of War 4 came out, people was like, whoa, because that was a only PlayStation game. Then when Gears of War 5 came out, people was like, whoa, because that was, now that I could say like exclusive game. But I feel like when they make a game for both, I don't feel like it's gonna be that much it's gonna look that much better. But then again, maybe we might be in a new era where it's going to be these systems going to be easier for developers to make that specific type of game and this specific type of game.
When you say things like that, I don't agree with you because
Okay.
I have the PS4 Pro and I
Right.
have my X, and when I play a game on the PS4 Pro, and then when I play it on my X, you can see the difference.
Okay.
You can see the difference, you know, especially if you have like the TV to show the differences.
Right.
You know, I see the differences. So, you know, for you to say that, you know, you won't be able to tell the differences, no, I don't believe that.
But let me ask you this: is it a big difference?
To me, it is.
Okay.
You know, you get like the picture just looks clear. It's brighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's more detail to the picture.
Right.
So, you know, it all depends on the person. Like if you're into graphics and how things look,
Yeah.
and you have
Cause,
an
'cause,
X or Pro, you're gonna prefer the X because it looks better.
right. Like when I got my PlayStation 4 Pro and I first got it, so one of the things they were saying is like flames, right? You had an explosion on Destiny and the stuff, you could see regular flames, but then you seen like flames kind of in the background. But to be honest, after a while, it was kind of like, all right, I feel like your eyes adjust and it's more about the gameplay at that point. Like I'm not staring at the extra flames on the building anymore. But again, just true graphics. Yeah, the PS4 Pro did look. It didn't look a lot better than the PS4, to be honest, but it did look like it was noticeable. But after a while, it just wasn't. It didn't stand out. So let me ask you this: before we even move from the PlayStation to Xbox, it's clear that this generation PlayStation sold more, right? If we're weighing it by sales, right? Popularity, you know, a lot of people was big into PlayStation, but again, that's because of the games, like the PlayStation exclusive games. Now, it's true that Microsoft bought a bunch of studios. So, what do you think about that? You think there's going to be a bunch of like hot new you know, games, exclusive Xbox games, like all new games we never seen before because they bought so many studios?
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
that's
that's the
what they're going to
plan.
try to do.
Right.
Like I believe that, but I don't believe it's gonna like happen for a while. You know, it's gonna take some
Okay.
time before these studios put out new games. You know,
Right.
so some games take up to 2 to 3 to 4 years.
That's
You
true.
know, so it depends what kind of games they're making and how
Are
long.
these going to be like big games? Or are they going to be like those like little independent games that are like
That's true.
kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
they're not
that's
for
true.
me,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So all
Yeah.
that you have to take into considerations when they're going to be released.
Yeah. Well, Joe do got a good point because yeah, it could, let's say you bought 10 studios, but 7 of the 10 are gonna make indie games. You know, because indie games are still thank you. They're still you know, games at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, all of this is speculation. We have no clue. But I would like to think the PlayStation is going to start off running hot just because they have a huge fan base. And I think a lot of people who love stuff like The Last of Us and God of War and just a bunch of stuff, they're going to Horizon Zero Dawn. They're going to be like, I have to get that next version. Um, but, you know, now
I
what do
believe
you,
that too, because if you look at like the videos now on
mhm,
YouTube, you know, PlayStation's got like almost 40 million views on just that, you know, that PlayStation 5 reveal stuff.
right.
And if you look
Right.
at the Xbox Series X stuff, it's got like maybe like 5 million.
Right.
So the amount of people interested on the PS5 is way more than the Xbox.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just because the last gen, you know, the current gen people are, you know, because, you know, the way it ended up being. But I'm really looking forward to this battle though to see how things go.
I
Um,
mean, I just kind of think at this point, I mean, you're just going to just get what you already have probably.
right.
Like, You know, if you're a PS guy, you're just going to get a PlayStation. If you're an Xbox, I mean, there's going to be people that get both just
Right.
because they like that crossover. They might, you know,
Right.
but for the most part, people are probably just going to stay in their same camps. I don't think there's going to be anything that are like, "Ooh, I'm going to now go change teams." You know what I mean?
Well, for somebody like Jose though, he did admit that he likes graphics. So
Yeah, but he has both.
right.
So I mean, at the end of the day, he might go with both. Which one he's going to get first, I don't know.
Right.
But
Whichever one comes out first.
yeah. So
Okay, well that's a bad. I guess Jose is a bad case because yeah, he will. Yeah, you probably will get both. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm dying to see what's up with the PlayStation. But because of the new stuff going on, this is the first year where I could honestly say I don't think I'm gonna get it day one. It's probably be the first time I never got a system day one. I'm actually gonna just see how things are going. And then it all depends on what's the day one games too. Like, so here's the problem with Sony for me. Um, I'm more into multiplayer games, and Sony is really good for single player games. Single player games, and as you guys know, I love GameFly. Like I'm playing the campaign of Call of Duty right now, and I GameFlyed it. I didn't spend the money to buy it. And I feel like Sony's gonna come out with these great one-player games that I could just say, I could wait. It's not like I'm gonna miss out because I'm not playing with my friends. You know, they don't have those great multiplayer games where you're like, oh man, Joe's playing this and I can't play. Like, you know, when The Last of Us come out, you don't play it for the multiplayer mode. God of War, you don't play it for the multiplayer war. Horizon Zero Dawn didn't even have a multiplayer mode. So I feel like Sony's I'm a Sony guy, but I feel like they're gonna allow me to not have to rush out and grab it. Because I think there's different options, and we'll get into that later. But now, Joe, here's the question. So Jose's going to get it day one, whichever one comes out first. We already know that. Will you wait? Because you usually wait, right?
I have waited. I mean, I guess it's going to come down to cost.
Okay.
And then, I mean, it might not be like a day one purchase, but I mean, maybe within 6 months.
Right.
All going to kind of depend.
Cool. All right. You guys got anything else you want to say about PlayStation versus Xbox?
Xbox gonna win.
Listen, listen. When I watched the Angry Joe show, did you watch it? The link I sent.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Well, he was saying that he actually wants Xbox. Like he said, he remember where PlayStation was on top, Xbox was on top, PlayStation on top. So he feel like it is good for it's good for video games altogether if it keeps seesawing. So he would like this generation to see it actually succeed and then push Sony to even go further. So I mean that kind of makes sense to me. But I think Joe had a good point. You're gonna kind of be who you are. This whole talk, I feel like as we're getting older, like it was a bigger deal when we was younger. As we're getting older, it's like, whatever. So that one's selling more. Like, what does it really matter? It's not like when I was younger, I'm gonna be like, my system's better than yours. As you get older, like, dude, you ain't getting paid by the company. So,
I still feel that way.
It's all good. You have a problem growing up. What do you guys think about like E3 being canceled or delayed, GDC, like all these game conferences, right? So like, do you think, like we was talking about earlier, Jose, do you think this new systems are going to be on time? That's what's scary. They're
I don't think they are. I think they're going to get delayed because with everything that's going on, the Switch are not being shipped. So now they're being, what's the word? People are selling them for way more than they cost, Yeah. So if they're not even sending Switches over, what makes you think that they're over there working on the next PS5 or the next Xbox to then ship them over on time?
Well, only thing I would say is we got time because they said holiday season of 2020. So in my opinion, I think things going to go back to normal before April ends. That's again, some people think I'm delusional.
This isn't let's not bring that up because this isn't that tough. This isn't
we're talking about why it might be delayed. So I'm just saying is if things went back to normal, right, in a month, then do you think they still got enough time for us to see these systems come out by November, December of this year?
I I don't know, because it might go back to normal here,
Right.
but who's to say it's back to normal in China? You
Well,
know?
actually, right now, China they're on so many days of having no incidents. So technically, they're actually a report. They're about to open up 500 movie theaters. They actually are going back to normal. Actually,
Stop listening to that bullshit propaganda.
I mean, I'm just saying. You said who's to say? I'm just saying that's what the word is. But
You know, like, you know, you say that, but then there's other people saying that there's a second outbreak of it and fucking what is it? Bird flu.
oh yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So it's like we never know. We just don't know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, you know, from here to then. But if let's say it doesn't get better anytime soon, you know, I don't think we're gonna get them this year. We just might
Well,
not get them this year.
It all just it's all going to depend on how fast they get their production up and how many they can crank out. I mean,
Yeah,
so.
and then
well,
let's say that they do get it going, they just might not make enough
that's what.
to get to everyone. So, you know, people are
Right.
going to buy them and then they're going to try to sell them for a crazy amount.
Right. Or you're just gonna be waiting like 2 weeks to a month for them to
Yeah,
get
they're just
new
going to be
shipments
back
in.
ordered and whatnot.
Right. I heard that the PlayStation specifically has nothing to do with the virus, but the PlayStation, their solid state drives, they're using some of the same materials for these next gen cell phones. So like it's not it's a low amount of the material that they're using. So the PlayStation itself might be delayed just because of that.
Mm.
So that's interesting too. But I feel like these game conferences, like usually E3 is where like these no-name companies could get recognized because they meet up with, let's say, the different companies and they get to show what they have. So I feel like gaming might be like you might see less new games because of this, you know? Like even indie games, like a lot of games start off as a small studio and then they end up getting big. So indie games are important, even if, you know, we don't really play them that much, but they start off, you know, and then get big.
I don't think that E3 is going to last much longer.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, because they're doing a lot of their own stuff. Like, think about it. Sony pulled out last year.
These people are just pulling out and choosing not to go to E3. So
That's true.
Let's show off games that aren't going to be ready when we launch them.
Want to say it again?
So let's show off games that aren't going to be ready when we launch them.
Oh well,
exactly.
that's the current that's the normal thing nowadays. Anyway, look at this game. It looks amazing. Next thing you know,
Except for your new game, that seems to be fine, right?
yeah, not for nothing, man. Doom. All the critics are loving Doom. That's a good segue into the next topic. Actually, I was gonna ask, what are we playing right now? And I'm currently playing Doom and the Call of Duty, but I'm gonna send that back. I actually bought Doom, and I'm loving everything about it so far. I didn't play the online mode yet, but yeah, apparently right now, even the couple of YouTubers that kind of hate on everything because they get like a lot of views. I know Jose disagree with that type of stuff, but people do it, and they're loving it. I'm shocked. I watched both of those guys' videos, but Clean Prince Gaming, and what's the other dude? Forgot the other guy's channel, but both of them usually, for the most part, they'll rip games up, and they both was really, really high on the game. I haven't seen one bad review, so that's cool. But yeah, you're right though. There's a lot of games that come out, and those games end up not being what people expected, you know. But what are you playing right now, Joe?
Most of my time is spent playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
And yesterday, I believe it was the new update to Breakpoint. So
Okay.
I started playing a little bit of that. So I'll go through that.
Now,
And I
aren't you
think there
gonna?
was another update to Division.
Yeah,
that
that's
came
what's
through.
on.
I think it was like a patch, but
Okay.
but mostly Call of Duty at this point. And I like to put in FIFA every now and then.
But what mode in Call of Duty?
It's just mostly the multiplayer. I finished the campaign. I know we talked about doing some of the co-op stuff.
Right.
The battle royale was good. You know, I'd rather just play that with a group
Right.
than just going in solo.
Okay. I didn't try solo yet, but
Yeah.
Jose, what about you? Like, what's your current like games you're playing at the moment?
I'm playing Doom. I'm still doing a little bit of Fortnite with the tasks that you have to do.
Okay.
I'm doing that. That's pretty much it.
Gotta give it.
Or with Fortnite and Doom.
Okay. Gotta give a little spotlight to your son, John the Great. Last week he destroyed some people in Fortnite. I still gotta upload that video, but that was pretty cool. Was he on a big high after that? After we got off?
You know he was.
Oh man, that was amazing though. I can't take it away from him.
He's waiting for your son, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he beat
your son.
He beat Lance and he beat my nephew Kyle, and he was
wow.
talking big. So I was like, I don't know.
No,
Joe's son
he's
probably
been
don't play
hitting it
anymore.
hard, dude. You know, since he's been off. So.
Oh, he's playing again.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
He said that when he won against your son the first time, he wasn't as good as he is now. So your son got lucky that day.
We definitely got to make that happen.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's footage of that last battle. Maybe I need to show him that footage so he can see what he did wrong. It'd be like watching the tape to make sure he, could get AJ. That's funny.
No, he's ready. He's ready.
He's ready, huh? So, I've been waiting for this, Jose. All right, because you're a big hater when it comes to this next topic. So here's what's cool. I like technology, right? And I want to see stuff succeed. Joe's kind of in the middle. Joe's like, listen, whatever, man. And you are like, no, I want to still ride on my Brontosaurus. So this next topic is cloud gaming. So I feel it will be the future. I feel like eventually, I don't know when, but I feel like eventually that's the wave of the future. And Jose and I, we have this debate like all the time, but I was dying for us to actually really talk about it and discuss it. Most of the times we're just talking trash to each other because that's what we do. But it's a good topic. So cloud gaming. Why don't you like it?
It's trash.
So let me explain.
It's because, like I already told you, it's like, I don't want something where everybody's not going to get the same experience. If we have systems, everybody gets the same experience that way.
That's
nobody gets.
It's not 100% true, but
somebody doesn't get the same experience, when they're playing with a system. But with Stadia, if somebody doesn't have as good as internet as, let's say, you or Joe, their experience is going to be bad.
Right.
Their thing is going to lag. It's just not going to look as nice. And, I'm not with that. Like, I don't want that kind of experience in a game. If I want to play a game, I want it to play, how it's supposed to play and look how it's supposed to look.
Right.
Not hoping that my internet is good enough to make it look the way it's supposed to look. I don't want that.
Right. So let me just add this in there. For some people probably have no clue what Stadia is or cloud gaming. And when I'm talking about cloud gaming, I'm just talking in general to all the different things from Project X Cloud is by Microsoft, Sony PlayStation Now, which everybody probably heard of, GeForce Now, which is for the computers, that Shadow thing people are talking about now. So cloud gaming is just where you're actually able to play a game and relatively to its highest level, like meaning its best quality without having an actual system. So for instance, if you, let's say computer, a good example.
That's not true.
Huh?
That's not true.
Well, I'll just explain it. So let's
explain it the way it really is. Don't explain it how you want it to be.
I'm gonna explain it so people can understand. So let's say you got Doom, right? On a computer. Let's go with PC, right? And your computer, so people can understand this. On the consoles, everybody's technically should look the same. Like you're saying, you want something to look the same. But if you went to a PC, PCs are different. I got more powerful graphics card than you, your stuff isn't going to look like mine. Their playing field isn't the same. So with cloud gaming, you could get something like GeForce Now, right? Literally you could use your same computer that could be graphics card is terrible, so your games will never look amazing, right? But you could literally have the same game you paid for, but you know your computer can't run it, and have it stream from the cloud onto your monitor, and it look better than your PC can handle. So it's kind of like, in a way, you're able to skip out from spending a lot of money on this, upgrading your computer and get that graphical setting. Now, what Jose said, it makes a lot of sense, is your internet, though. That's the whole thing. Your internet speed has to be good enough to handle the game looking really good. The only one thing I want to say that you contradict yourself, if Joe and I was playing Destiny, right? This happened to me a lot of times, Destiny. And my my internet speed is low. Dude, you see my character like disappearing, and like people are like, yo, I could barely hear you. So you can't get the same experience if we got a console. Not every console game, but if again, so many games are online games, like, so your thought process is wrong. Now, a single player game, yeah, you come to my house, I'm at your house, you got an Xbox, I got an Xbox, looks the same, unless your TVs look better than mine. But if we playing an online game, let's say Destiny, the experience isn't going to be the same if your internet is better than mine, and my internet.
That has nothing to do with the system itself.
True.
That has to do again with your internet.
Right, but you just said the reason why you don't like cloud gaming is because the internet. Now, here's the thing. I feel like your argument is good if you said a game versus game. Destiny on PlayStation or Xbox versus Destiny on cloud gaming with bad internet. So yeah, my bad internet a lot of it is gonna be messed up with cloud gaming. On your half, not as much is gonna be messed up because the console itself is running it, but you're still gonna have issues. Now, if Joe had super good internet, Joe's gonna be like, man, my thing is running smooth. I don't have no issues. I didn't get dropped out the game or nothing. So I feel like it's the same, not the same thing, but it's still, you have the same issues with a console if we're talking about online gaming. So what's your thoughts on that? I mean, it's true.
I don't agree with you.
Why not? It's true. Joe, can you chime in?
No. No, I mean, I have my own opinions about it, about the whole cloud gaming thing. I mean, for me, it works.
Right.
I mean, I have the Stadia. It does what it's supposed to do. My only issue that I really have with Stadia is the library.
Right.
And until they get that library up, it's just not something I'm really gonna invest so much into, because I thought this is gonna be the thing I'm not gonna need to go out and buy a PS5. I'm not have to go and buy that new system. But because they don't have the library and the games that I want, I'm gonna have to go buy a PS5 now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as how it works, for me personally, works perfect.
Right. And for me personally, it works perfect. And my point is, we were talking the other day, somebody actually made a video about it, and somebody jumped in my video, and not in the video, but on the comments, and he was like, oh, that's BS. There's such thing called regional IP. And same thing you said, why do so many people have different experiences? Well, first of all, if your internet is not that good, it is what it is, right? But I feel like there's big YouTubers that's like, oh, it's trash, it doesn't work, I got amazing internet. I'm like, dude, I don't get how, if you got amazing internet, I'm just a regular guy, I got Comcast Blast, which is decent, it's not the greatest. How is I'm having like no issues? That just doesn't make sense. And I think it's people who are putting this out there to make people, let's say like Jose, afraid to, like to wanna invest into it,
Yeah.
But not for nothing, when the free version comes out, so many people are going to try it. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be smart enough to put some free games out there, or at least have a month of Pro for free. And then you're not going to be able to stop it. Right now, there's a lot of people, you'll see people like, oh, cloud gaming is terrible, Stadia sucks. Like, did you try it? No. But that's what I heard. Like the guy, Big Mike. I'm like, if you didn't experience it for yourself, now if you experienced it, and like you did try it, you said it wasn't that good. Or you said Project xCloud wasn't that good. So my thing is like, well, then that's you got your honest opinions, you could say. But I feel like if you just going off somebody else's, in fear. Now, when the free version come out, and if you got so many people playing it, you're gonna have a lot of people for it. If people play it and get what Joe get and get what my experience, then you can't cover that up, because you're gonna have so many people like, dude, it worked for me, it worked for me, it worked for me, it worked for me, and they didn't have to spend money Because what's stopping people is paying $130 on something they're not like. Some people don't even understand cloud gaming. Like, what do you mean cloud gaming? What is that? How am I gonna play a video game without anything? It sounds stupid, but it's amazing. And Jose, you're just a hater. I just feel like your points isn't valid, you know?
And I think your points are ridiculous.
But how though?
Because you say the dumbest stuff. You say the dumbest stuff sometimes. Like, oh, that God of War lady's on there. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares about that God of War lady? Nobody cares about that God of War lady.
I mean, in gaming, it's a big deal. I feel, and it's funny because a lot of people aren't covering that.
For who?
What you mean who? You get, all right, so let's say, for instance, right? Let's say this. I'm going to show you how big of a deal it is. I guarantee if that person left and went to Xbox and it was like God of War 5 on the Xbox, it would be it would be the biggest headline everywhere.
But that wouldn't be a headline because God of War is property of Sony.
I'm just saying, let's say that happened though. Remember when Sonic was only Sega? Sega went out of business, and then you had like Sonic and Smash Brothers. It was like, what? Like, that's a big deal. So what I'm saying is, if she left and went to Xbox, Microsoft, I guarantee Inside Gaming, IG, everybody would have covered that story. It would have been a big deal. Like the lady who was pretty much the person in charge of Santa Monica Studios, that's a PlayStation only studio that made God of War 4, that was the game of the year in 2018. Why do you think nobody's talking about that? Because it's Stadia, because people don't want cloud gaming to succeed. And you fall into the trap.
It's not because of that, it's because nobody cares. It's because nobody cares about that lady. And so what? She went to Google. Nobody cares.
But let me ask you this. If she went to Microsoft, you don't think nobody would care?
Nobody would care. Nobody would care.
Really?
Yeah. It's
really?
not. It's, you make it because it's because she went to Stadia.
Right.
No, nobody cares. You don't hear other developers from other studios going to other companies and people talking about it because nobody cares about that stuff. That's not something that people care about.
I think it's a big deal for a company that's starting out, we could sit back and say, okay, well, maybe I won't care because we've been in the gaming for a while. At the end of the day, your new Xbox is going to be the new Xbox, your new PlayStation. But this is something groundbreaking. This is something new that's trying to get its foot off the ground. So I feel like that's a big deal because when people say they got no games, like it's dumb. Like you say, for instance, it's trash. Like she wouldn't leave PlayStation and go become the head of a studio to create games only for Stadia if it was trash. That would make no sense. That's like career suicide.
And like I told you before, people make stupid mistakes. I do it every day.
I do it too.
So,
but that's a calculated, like you're not going to just leave that company, right? And go head a brand new company if you really thought that company was trash. You've been in gaming for so many years. You would have, that's an educated decision. You would say, you know what? I think they're onto something.
Money talks, bro. Money talks. Money talks. Google's got money to pay anybody whatever they want.
I agree with that.
So money talks. So somebody offers you a bunch of money, even if you believe a company's shit and they're offering you tons of money, you're not going to say no. You're going to take that money.
What, so you think the same thing with the lady who created Assassin's Creed? Jade Raymond? Same thing?
I thought it was God of War.
No, that's two. The lady.
There's an Ubisoft person too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jade Raymond. She's been with Google for a while now, and she was the original creator of Assassin's Creed Part 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So they got her on board. She's heading her own studio to create Stadia only games.
Like I said, bro, money, 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 money.
Well, I think in the future you're gonna see. Me personally.
Yes, the future.
Right.
The future, not the near future. The future.
Well, for instance, what about 2 weeks ago? Went to my mother-in-law house, right? All I took was my cell phone, and a controller, and I didn't have to stop from playing my games. I didn't have to bring a big system in a bag. I literally went like this. Oh, look, open my phone up, Put out my Xbox controller, and I was gaming. That's cool. You can't tell me, because pretty much it's like a portable system when you think about it. Like the Switch. Oh, the Switch is cool. The Switch is cool. I like it. But this is pretty much like a version of the Switch. The Switch, you ain't gonna be playing Doom on the Switch. Just saying. I'm just saying, think about it. If you went on vacation and you didn't have to bring your system, worry about it getting stolen or lost or broken, and you could literally just pull out your laptop, like the technology, you gotta admit, is pretty cool. Like Joe's point, if Joe literally was able to get a game on day one that was for a PlayStation, right? Not a PlayStation exclusive, obviously, but let's say the
like
next
Breakpoint.
Breakpoint.
Like I got Breakpoint. I got for the PS5 or PS4, and it took several months before it came out for the Stadia. I mean,
right.
if it was going to be day one, maybe I would have done Stadia.
Right.
But
see, that's
but
a
there's
bad
other
example
games that I
because
just can't. Like I can't even get like the
right.
Call of Duty. Like I was just kind of waiting and waiting
True.
and waiting, and I was like, all right, it's not coming. So
yeah, but Breakpoint is a bad example because Breakpoint came out before Stadia. So, like, you bought it before it came out.
well, okay.
Yeah, just
But it wasn't going to be like one of their like day one like releases.
That's
like
true.
I could wait a month. Like
that's true. But yeah, Jose. So I mean, where'd you see with the cloud gaming thing? So your thing is, it's not just Stadia. I know you say Stadia a lot, but I feel like Stadia is the top one. But you just don't like them all, period, because it's dependent on internet, right? Okay, that's fair. I mean, I get your point, like especially if it was a single player game.
Like I've had my experiences with it, and I don't like it. You know, and yes, mind you, it was old technology when I was using it,
Right.
but you know, it kind of like tainted it for me. So it's, you know, and when I tried Stadia, it wasn't that bad, you know, as my experiences with other streaming systems or services, but you know, it's just not for me. Like I rather just have it on my system or on a system.
Okay.
and you know like for me, I don't use Stadia like the way you use Stadia. Like you like to take it everywhere with you and always
Right.
be able to play a game. I you know, if I'm out, I don't need to be playing a game. When I play a game, I'm usually just in my office, and that's when I'm playing my game. I don't need to always have it with me. You know?
Yeah, I feel the same like Joe does. You know, you say if I'm on vacation, I don't gotta take my system. If I'm on vacation, I'm not taking my system in the first place. I'm on vacation. I'm either at the beach or I'm enjoying myself doing other things. I'm on
Right.
vacation. So it's like Stadia is not something that I need. I don't need streaming games because I don't really go anywhere besides work. So
Gotcha.
that's just not something for me. It's not
Well,
my type
And I
of.
was able to do like a little workaround, just a couple weeks ago when I was at the hotel, and I was able to do the remote play into my PS system.
right.
When I was just playing by myself, it was fine. The biggest issue is when we were in the party chat. It seemed like as more people were getting into the party chat, that's when I was starting to lag up a little bit.
Right.
But I was just using, crappy hotel Wi-Fi too.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's certain not everything is perfect because a lot of things you need Wi-Fi. So we got two things here. We got something like Project xCloud allow you to use cellular service and Wi-Fi, whatever you want. Stadia, you're only supposed to use Wi-Fi or internet, and same thing with PlayStation Remote Play, which isn't a cloud service, but it's still like streaming remote play. But so that's a
Now
good
I'll
point,
look
though.
more into the Project xCloud like once because they're supposed to have the PC version coming out soon.
Right.
Because I just can't play games on my phone. Like it's just not for me.
Right.
Me neither. I'm not a little screen guy. Like I want it on the biggest screen possible. So I can't play a game on I can't do that.
This is this is a phone and this is a tablet. So I'm fine playing games on the 7.3-inch screen. But you know, but No, that's a good point though. But I will say this, Jose. My last thing is, if and when Stadia becomes this big thing, they start getting big games and people are into it, and you hear more people and YouTubers that said it sucked and like, man, Stadia is really good. It's the top cloud streaming, whatever. Are you gonna come to me and be like, you know what? I was wrong. It's not trash.
Nope, I'm still gonna look you dead in your eyes and tell you that it's garbage.
Okay. All right, well, let's get on. We're beating this a dead horse. Right now, I feel like this generation is going out. We already know the new one's coming. What game are you looking forward most to see a new version? You know, a next gen version. Like, what do you you want to see?
I have
That,
a, I have, I have a few. I have a few that I want to see
okay,
on the new system. For me, it's gonna be the new Assassin's Creed.
okay.
It's gonna be the new Spider-Man and God of War for the PlayStation,
Hmm.
and for the Xbox, it's gonna be the new Gears of War.
And also, you meant the new Spider-Man for the PlayStation because that's the PlayStation only. Also, just saying.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't not interested in. Well, not that I'm not interested. It's just nothing, that I can think of right now.
Right,
But like, I can't wait what it looks like on the new systems
right.
with the ray tracing and all that other good stuff they're talking about.
Yeah, that's sounding like it's gonna be good. So I don't
Did you
know.
wait? Did you see the video where they were playing Minecraft and they were showing regular Minecraft,
Mhm.
and then they showed Minecraft with the ray tracing on the Xbox Series X?
No, I didn't see that.
Bro, that's on the video that I sent you.
Oh, I gotta check it out. Did it look really good?
That looks insane.
Wow.
That looks like I was like, wow, that's not that. It doesn't even look like Minecraft anymore.
Right.
Like it looks amazing. It looks really nice.
Right. What? Well, so Sony only showed one new game. What do you think about that game? With they
Sony ain't
got.
so Sony ain't so shit.
Yeah, I mean they still showed a game. I mean it wasn't gameplay though, right?
Exactly. They didn't show nothing. They just showed a video clip.
Right. Well, what do you think about it though? It's supposed to be a looter slasher instead of like a shooter, looter shooter, so a looter slasher.
Mm, I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I didn't see it. I didn't see any gameplay. I
Right.
didn't see the type of game it is,
I
or
mean, they got gameplay out there. It's pretty much you can see your whole character is third person and you run around swinging swords and stuff.
mm,
Right.
mm.
But what about the game that Xbox showed? The whatever it's called. Just had the lady screaming or talking. I mean, they really didn't show gameplay either.
They did too show
Well,
gameplay.
they said that's what the game was gonna look like, but you didn't see nothing. You didn't see nobody fighting. You just seen the lady singing or chanting or whatever she was doing. That
Yeah.
wasn't impressive to me either. Like we expect these games to have great graphics, right? Obviously, that
It was the difference is because with the Xbox they said that was you know what they say it was like in game, like it
yeah,
was,
in game, yeah,
yeah, so it was what you're actually gonna get.
right,
But PlayStation didn't show anything. They just showed the little clip
right, the video. Yeah.
and then that was it. But Xbox showed actual in-game stuff of the game and it looked amazing.
But still, it was nothing like moving. There was no
Like
fighting.
it wasn't like actual gameplay where like you see people fighting
Right, you
each
didn't see what but I mean, I'm familiar with that game, so
other.
I know it's
Exactly. So if you played the first one, you know what the game it's gonna be like.
right. It's just gonna look like 10 times better, pretty
Yeah.
much. What about you, Joe? What games would you like to see a big like part two, part three, update, or I don't know.
I mean, in a perfect world, how
Right.
about like a Titanfall, a new
Mm,
Titanfall? That would be
uh,
nice. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty generic with my games.
gotcha,
You know, they're just yearly games, so
Give
gotcha.
Jordan the Far Cry.
Yeah. I'm I am I want I know that Avengers game is coming out for regular systems, but I would like to see something like that them take it to the next level. So reason why I get excited for cloud gaming is because they're saying they're going to have features that you can't have, right? So the new systems, because they're going to be so much powerful, I want to see them do stuff like, for instance, somewhere I seen they said battle royale games was never able to be done until this generation, because you couldn't have that many people on the screen, blah blah blah, loading in out of nowhere, right? Not everybody all at one time. So I want to see the next generation create a new genre, like battle royale games is something new. So I want to see the next generations have some type of game that we never had and we wasn't able to have before. You know, kind of like some of the stuff that they do with cloud gaming, like you were saying earlier, like, well, you feel like they haven't done anything yet, right? But you, like, for instance, Grid has a 40-man race, and the other consoles isn't powerful enough to have 40 men. So I want to see the new consoles do something like just different that we haven't. Like, as far as games, we can have a new God of War. It's going to look good, but I don't really care. Like, I expect these games to look good, but I want to see it do something, and we'd be like our brains be like, oh man, I never thought about them.
Well, like
doing
how like the Stadia has the Stream Connect,
right.
where like you could see the screens of the people that you're playing with on your screen.
I think that's kind of cool. That is, like, especially the three of us, the way we play, it would be really cool for us to always see each other, you know? Like, especially when Joe's about
There's no
to kill.
teamwork.
Well, think about it, Joe. You would never kill me again. I would see you coming up in Vigor, a game like that, about to shoot me in my back, and I would have seen you trying to do it.
So now I'm gonna have to, like, snipe you.
Yeah, right.
Across the map.
No, oh yeah, I would see you, but I guess I wouldn't be able to see what you're aiming at. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
You're like, hey, is that Mike? Wait, boom.
Boom. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. So I want to see features is what I want to see. Like, I just expect the games to look amazing, but I want to see them do something different. Like when they did the new God of War and the controls was all different.
The new Xbox, bro, you can add HDR to your old games.
True, but the game's just gonna look better. I mean, it's just like when people say, oh, I want backwards compatibility. Like, I used to want that too, but to be honest, like when I had the first PlayStation 3 that was backwards compatible, and I was able to play, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games. How often did I do it? Not much, So I feel like, yeah, you're gonna be able to make the older games look better, but are you still gonna want to play them? You might. I don't know. Not me. I want to move forward. Like, what's coming next? What's going to be new? What's going to be like mind blowing and change the way gaming is?
Nothing.
Besides maybe cloud gaming, adding features that you can't do on a console. All right. I couldn't help it. He's like, yeah, okay. You gotta admit, if the three of us was playing and we could see each other in boxes, that would be cool.
It would be. I think that would be cool. And I said it before. I said it to you. I said that some of the things that Google is implementing is it's pretty cool. I just wish that would be implemented into different things, different games and things.
No, yeah, I like if Xbox. Well, so I think the thing is what they're saying is because it's playing off the cloud, they could do stuff because they could just add things. Whereas when developers make a game for a console, it like has to be like able to be done by that console. So I don't know I forgot how to explain why a console can't do the 3 boxes thing, but it's something about the cloud that allows you to be able to do these extra things. But I don't know. But man, gaming is looking interesting. I got high hopes for that Avengers game. I hope it's really good. It just seems like a cool concept, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be crazy loot in it, like Destiny and stuff, because I'm kind of tired of the loot games.
I can't wait for the beta to come out so I can actually see it,
right?
Like in person, see what it looks like.
I've seen a lot of gameplay, so I don't really need to see it. I kind of see what it's going to be like. I'm just wondering if.
But seeing it on the screen and seeing it like on your actual system running on your TV, it's completely different.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see if it's gonna be cool. Like the three of us playing, right? And I got the Hulk, and you got Iron Man, and you're in the air, I'm on the ground, and Joe could be Black Widow or something. Joe got to be the chick, you know. And like how cool, how cool is that gonna be with us with these big characters that we've watched in movies recently, and like them doing able to do what make them all together? Because think about it, if you got one character who could fly and one character who can't, and one character could do like, how's the game engine gonna handle these different characters that's so different from each other? Like the one girl, Kamala, whatever, she could grow and be super big. Like, are they gonna be able to pull this off and make it smooth? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not haven't been done before.
Yeah.
I know, because we don't even know if we'll be able to do that.
Right. I mean, that's what they show. But again, they don't show multiplayer a lot too.
Yeah,
They always show the single player.
Yeah, but they showed, you know, Thor on the bridge and then Iron Man flying in.
Right.
But then it was a cutscene. They didn't show 2-player or 3 players playing together, and right. You know, Iron Man flying in on Hulk or Thor. You know, so we don't even know if we'll do that.
Yeah, that is true. They have yet to. I mean, they said you're going to be able to take the characters, and it's going to be a 4-player multiplayer game. But you're right, they haven't showed that. Right. But
you know, we don't like. I think it's gonna be just. We gotta have to wait and see.
Listen, man, it's the state of gaming. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right. Well, you guys got anything else you want to say about video games? I think it was kind of cool. We always talk about games. I do a lot of different things like podcasts and stuff with my wife, but I'm a gamer. I like to talk about video games. So I was dying just to talk to you guys about video games because I prefer video games more than movies. I prefer video games more than, I don't know. You know, I like to entertain and stuff, but I like to talk games. It's just it's something I like to talk about. I get excited, even when Jose's saying something dumb, you know. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add?
Nah, man.
Joe's nah, man. All right. Well, what about you, Jose?
Just don't listen to this guy and all that Stadia crap.
Listen, they dropped the ball. They should have dropped the free version out now while everyone's home.
No, but I heard somebody said that maybe they shouldn't because people are, you know how in UK they just stopped Netflix. So they said Netflix had to drop their bandwidth down 25%, but now they actually Netflix you can't use in the UK. So it was saying that it would suck if it come out now and more people are using the internet to play video games and not for work, and we're all home, and then you know. But I mean, in theory it sounds cool, but then yeah, when I
could just limit the amount of people.
Yeah, true.
Kind of like GeForce Now. They put you in lobbies and you got to wait, give you like an hour or so to play.
Could have did something like that. I think they're waiting. I think if they were smart.
Look, they can't even get YouTube streaming working.
True. This is what I think, right? Hear me out. I think if they were smart, they would let people complain about YouTube streaming, all this stuff, right? And then they'll drop the free version and just like for instance, right? You seen the picture I sent you. EA is on there, right? I say they drop the free version, right? And you have Warzone for free, right? Warzone to be able to be played for free, right? You'll have the Stadia, not Stadia, the YouTube thing will be working where if a streamer's playing, you could literally watch the stream and press the button and it pull you into the game. I mean, that's going to be awesome. I don't care who you are, or how much you hate. When that happens, you're going to be like, wait, I'm watching your video and I press play and it just pulled me into your game. That's going to be cool. This is what I think they should do. Google, if you're listening, this is what you do. I don't care who cry about it, just wait. And the day Xbox or Sony come out, that same day you drop it, you make it free. Well, it's going to be free. And you have one of the big games that's like, let's say an EA game. Whatever game EA comes out, because EA is huge. Whatever game EA is coming out with, that's going to be on both systems. You drop it, the free version, and that game is also for that. And somebody's like, I could pay $500 for the Xbox, or I could pay $500 for the PlayStation, or I could get Stadia for free and just pay $60 for that game. That's what they need to do. But they have to have a bunch of games that's going to be on the next consoles that's going to also come out day one on their system. If they do that, that would be cool. Or maybe a week ahead of time. I don't know, something.
This guy.
Think about it though. Let me ask you something.
You talk the most nonsense, bro. You talk the most nonsense.
All right, hear me out. Let's say holiday season, right? Your kid wants a PlayStation 5. It's going to be like $500, right? Stadia's out, and guarantee that same game is coming out the same day, but you don't pay for a console. Bro, you're going to look at your kid and be like, listen, I'm going to buy you the game. You'll have it. Don't worry. I ain't buying that system. It's a no-brainer. Like, it's going to be great for stuff like that.
Maybe for a parent that doesn't want to waste all that money for a system.
Right.
Maybe for a parent that doesn't want to waste all that money for a system. But the point of the new system is the graphics and the graphics upgrade. Right. You don't seem to understand that. You keep talking about the free Google Stadia. The free Google Stadia isn't 4K. It's not nothing amazing. It's the lore. It's the lore and the graphics.
Yeah, but
that free shit.
Yeah, but that's
so
it's
you
just
see that somebody's not gonna want to spend the money on a system that's gonna make the games look amazing, or keep Google Stadia for free, where the games is down here.
Okay, here's the thing though, right?
Get the game for $60. Yeah, you'll just pay $60 for the game, but the game will look like shit.
But here's the
down
thing.
Here.
Here's the thing, right?
Or pay for the system, have the game look amazing up here.
Here's the thing. Do the statistics. Look it up and see how many people own a 4K TV. You got people.
A lot. Nowadays, a lot.
There's a lot
of people. Nowadays,
a
lot. Same 5 years ago.
I'm saying there's a lot of people who's not playing on a 4K TV. So they're not getting the highest graphics.
This isn't 5 years ago, bro. This isn't 5 years ago. You could get a 4K TV for like $300. This isn't 5 years ago.
I'm telling you. A lot of people aren't playing on 4K TVs. A lot of people aren't running out to buy a 4K TV.
Yeah, the only time I'm going to go get a 4K TV is when one of my TVs breaks.
Yeah, Joe don't have one. But
you don't have a 4K TV, Joe?
Nope. I mean, when my TV eventually goes, then I'll go get a 4K TV. But I haven't really felt the need to get one.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
I sent Anthony the picture of the 4K TV at Walmart for $428. $428.
Yeah, I know, and I told him, I was like, I have one on my Amazon list. It's a 50-inch 4K. It's like $263.
Yeah, man, it's like it's not something that's it's out of reach. Like when they first came out, it was like $2,000 for a 4K.
Oh yeah,
TV.
And it's not like the money. It's like my TV's fine. Like for me, it's fine. Like I don't need the 4K. Like it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean?
Well, here's what's weird too. I was just like you. I was a graphic guy. Like I said, I ran out and bought a 4K TV, 70 inches. It was like $1,200 something, and a PlayStation 4 Pro, which was like $400 something. You add all that up just so I could play Destiny, so it could look amazing. Now, when Stadia came out,
he plays on Stadia on a 7-inch screen,
a 7.3-inch cell phone, and I'm satisfied. Like it's crazy. Like I'll be playing in my bedroom on my laptop, and I'm enjoying the game.
You're just a goofy guy, man.
No, but it's true that 4K isn't making. I mean, yeah, I'm dying to see these new games and be like, whoa. But what I learned is like I want to have fun with the game, and I feel like that eventually your eyes adjust.
To see these new amazing games graphics on my 7-inch screen.
I mean, I'm just saying. Even PlayStation. I play remote play. I be playing remote play on my laptop. I'm talking to you on right now. And just enjoying it. And my laptop got to be 13 inches maybe. I don't know. And I'm playing PlayStation. Because
me is like I'm just big on how good a game looks. Like I spent the first 45 minutes of Doom just walking around looking at shit, looking around at the environment and looking at everything and going like, wow, that looks nice.
Now you do
Now,
realize if I came to
so
your house with a Chromecast Ultra and put my Doom on your TV, it'll look identical to your Xbox. You know that, right?
I'm sure it won't.
No, the Xbox and the Doom graphical settings are identical. They're both more powerful than the PlayStations. The PlayStation 1 doesn't go as high as theirs. Why would you think it wouldn't
I
look as
just know
good? Like what makes you think that?
because it didn't look as good as on your video.
I mean, my video was on a phone. My phone isn't
I know.
right. My phone isn't gonna compare to your
And
TV, your expensive TV.
it might look better, so that's what I'm basing it on.
Listen. I'll come over your house one day and we'll do a test. We'll look at how good Doom looks on your Xbox, and then we'll switch it on Stadia and see if you could tell the difference.
Here we go.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if you think about it, if you could buy a game that could be on a system and don't have to pay for the system, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. Now, I don't know. I mean, it just sounds cool. But again, you could get in stuff like, well, your internet. Well, what if you didn't pay your internet bill that month? So then you wouldn't be able to play video games at all. Now, same thing would happen on the consoles if it was an online game, which a lot of games are like that. But
Very true. All right, guys. So we're gonna do this game thing because it's about to be 9 o'clock already.
All right, man. Yeah, let's do it. Joe,
All
you
right.
ready to get shot up?
Yeah, man.
All right. Jose, you ready to get shot up?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
right. See you on there.
All right. We'll see you on there. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And now, your mama knows.